Hi guys, I'm Colsey, and today this video is going to be a little bit more of a talky video, a little bit more of a discussion, I guess, and a conversation between me and you guys, and really a little bit more of a speculation on my part, I guess. Today we're going to be talking about Nintendo, and we're going to be talking about the 35th anniversary of Mario, and also we're going to be talking and speculating again. A lot of this is speculation about what is coming next from Nintendo. I super enjoy my Switch. Nintendo is always going to be a classic console, a classic publisher. They make amazing games which I have played since my childhood. Nintendo is a company that makes games and gaming accessible for everyone, no matter how old you are. Recently, when Nintendo announced the 35th anniversary and they were doing some special things to do with Mario on his 35th anniversary, that was very exciting. Specifically the Super Mario 3D All-Stars bundle package of games with Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy. All together, all in one cartridge, all on one package. That's super cool because it's been something that I have wanted for a while, that Nintendo enable us to play older Nintendo games from, you know, the GameCube, the N64 on our Switches. Whether that means that we have to buy them again off the eShop, I just want to be able to play some of my favorite old Nintendo games on my Switch. That's what I've been wanting. That's what a lot of people have been wanting, I think. And obviously we've got the NES and the SNES stuff as part of the Nintendo Online stuff. But the problem is, they're not the consoles I grew up with. My first console was a 64. It was an N64. So they're the games that I have nostalgia for. They're the games that I have played since childhood. They're the games that I want to be able to play and be nostalgic about. And they're not on the Switch yet. But maybe this is the beginning of something. Maybe the fact that Super Mario 64 is now coming to the Switch means that we will hopefully see more games from the N64 era coming to the Switch. Obviously, I've immediately pre-ordered the 3D All-Stars bundle because there are some classic games that I want to play. Obviously, like I said, I grew up with an N64, so Super Mario 64 I have played a bunch of, and a little bit when I was a kid. The most of those that I've played is probably Sunshine. That was on the GameCube, and I played a hell of a lot of that when I was growing up, and that was a super fun game, and I really can't wait to play that. That's probably my favorite of the three. And then Galaxy I played a small amount of, but not much. I think that was on the Wii, so I can't wait to play that as well. I mean, obviously it's one of the classic games as far as Nintendo see it, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Apparently people would prefer Galaxy 2, but I've not really played either, so I'm happy to start with Galaxy 1. So obviously this is really cool that Nintendo are doing this. Yes, we've had to pay for these games, which we probably already own on previous consoles, but the ability to play them on the Switch is super cool. It's super cool. And all of this is because of Mario's 35th anniversary. Now, here's where the speculation and the kind of point of this video, I think, comes in. So me and Jake were talking about this the other day in the car while we were driving. We were just discussing it, me and my little brother Jake. I mean, we've both pre-ordered the Mario 3D All-Stars bundle. We've both pre-ordered that physical copies, so that we can get to keep it in our little handies. So we've both pre-ordered it, and we were just chatting about it and chatting about, you know, it's cool, and we've both been talking about for a while that we would like to see some of the older games from GameCube and stuff come to the Switch, whether it meant a new NES, SNES online style thing where they'd put N64 on next and then GameCube. I feel like that was unlikely, but, you know, that's what we talked about. And then we talked about maybe they'll just remake some of them or remaster them, release them on the eStore. Yes, because it's Nintendo, they'll probably be £50 full price games, but, you know, it's better than nothing, and I would take that over not having them at all. And I would pay that price for some of the classic games that I enjoy. But then Jake said something that made me think. So Jake says, I wonder what they're going to do next year. And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And he said, well, it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda next year. And I'm like, oh, is it, my friend? Zelda is one of my favorite all-time games, all-time franchises. I played so much of Ocarina of Time on my N64. It's the game with the most nostalgia for me. It's my favorite game, okay? That's just how it works. It's my personal favorite. I'm sure a lot of other people out there have favorites, and maybe Zelda is their favorite. I know that Ocarina of Time is one of the best games of all time according to, you know, its Metacritic score and its reviews and etc. So when Jake said next year is Zelda's 35th, I'm like, aha, well, we saw what they did for Mario's 35th anniversary. If Zelda's coming next, maybe we're going to get the same thing from Zelda. That's my hope. I would absolutely lose my shit. So Jake had said maybe that other people had speculated about this. I haven't watched any of those videos if other people have speculated about it. I'm just going to say what I think, and then maybe I'll watch those videos after this because I don't want them to cloud my judgment. I don't want to be effectively stealing their ideas. I'm just going to say what I think would be cool and speculate what hopefully maybe could happen. Obviously this year is Mario's 35th anniversary, so he's had a re-release of these 3 classic 3D Mario games, and that's really cool. But if we move on to next year, the first Legend of Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, was released in 1986, which means that in 2021, that will be the 35th anniversary. It was released in February, so if we're gonna say that they're gonna do a similar thing to what they've done with Mario and release a 35th anniversary classic bundle, classic pack, whatever you want to call it, could be that it would be released February time, because that would be on the anniversary of the first Legend of Zelda coming out. Here's my ideal situation, here's my speculation for this. Obviously, we've already speculated that this is going to happen, but we're going to assume that this is going to happen and then speculate further. So if we're getting re-releases, some sort of bundle of Zelda games, I would hope that they would do the same as they've done with Mario, and it will be a 3D Zelda All-Stars. Because obviously Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2 and stuff, we already have those on the Switch, on the NES and the SNES, Nintendo Online exclusive stuffs. We already have those. We can already play those games, those classic old NES, SNES Zeldas. So I would assume that if they're gonna do a bundle, an All-Stars pack, it's gonna be a 3D Zelda All-Stars pack, which means Ocarina of Time definitely will be there. And then in terms of the other 2, me and Jake talked about this a little bit, and in my opinion, the best 3 games, we're going to assume they're doing 3 just like they did with Mario, the best 3 Zelda games that would make sense for me would be Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then Wind Waker. Now, Ocarina of Time has to be there because it's the first 3D Zelda. It's the classic Zelda as far as people's memory. It's such a highly reviewed, highly loved game that Ocarina of Time would have to be there. Majora's Mask following that, again, another super classic from the N64 days. I feel like that sort of, again, has to be there. And then Wind Waker, I believe, is the next in the series, like the next to release. Now, I know Wind Waker has already been remade in HD for the Wii U, I think it was, but maybe that makes it easier for them to port to the Switch. They already have made it in HD, they already have, I don't know, updated textures and stuff they already made for the HD thing, so slap that boy onto a cartridge. That means that would be a lot easier, in my mind. I don't know how to remake or make games in general, but I would assume that would make the task slightly easier, the fact that they already kind of have a HD version of it. Now, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, they would kind of have to sort of do the remastering, so that would, I assume, be more work. But again, they did it for Mario, and another one of Nintendo's biggest franchises is definitely Zelda, so I don't see why they would do it for Mario, but they wouldn't do that for Zelda. So I'm hoping, I'm praying, I really would like, I'm speculating, for Zelda's 35th anniversary, we're going to get some sort of similar 3D All-Stars package bundle game thing with Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker. I guess there's a chance that maybe they put something like Twilight Princess or something like that on there instead. But to me, that doesn't make as much sense because it's not the first classic 3D Zelda games. It's not exactly the same. It doesn't make as much sense, but they could do that. Still, even though I love Zelda and I say I love Zelda, I haven't played through all the games, by no means. I haven't played through Wind Waker because I didn't have a Wii U, so I couldn't get the HD remake. I've maybe tried a few times to emulate the game, but it never really worked the same. It never really felt the same. And I don't know, I don't feel like playing it on a GameCube, because I have one of those. I don't feel like buying it and playing it on GameCube would be the best experience, because it's gonna be a shitty resolution, it's not gonna be HD, and that's gonna partially ruin the game for me, I think, because we've been spoiled with how good games are now, and everything definitely always being HD at least, and if it's not, it's basically unplayable or unwatchable or whatever. I haven't had chance to play Wind Waker. I would love to play Wind Waker. I love the style of Wind Waker. I love the story behind Wind Waker. I would just love to play through it myself, so I would love it to come from Nintendo and be playable on the Switch, because I know I would be able to play through that. I know I would play through that if I had it on my Switch. But other than that, I'm probably not going to play it, at least until I buckle and buy like a second-hand Wii U just so I can play that game. I don't know if this is going to happen. Again, this is just speculation. This is just a video I wanted to make because Zelda is one of my favorite all-time franchises and my favorite games, and I figured it was worth making a video on because it means a lot to me, and a lot of people like Zelda, a lot of people enjoy it, and maybe this will be some sort of conversation between me and my ideas, and maybe you guys chuck your ideas in the comments. You guys let me know what you think, what you would like to see, what you think's coming next, what the big next thing from Nintendo is. I know that they've been talking about like a Switch Pro, like a 4K Switch or whatever. I'm hoping and praying that the 35th anniversary of Zelda is going to bring us something cool, just like the 35th anniversary of Mario has brought us something cool. I can't wait to play that. I can't wait to play those classic Mario 3D games. I cannot wait. I think I'm going to be streaming them as soon as I get the cartridge. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play through them on stream because they're games that I really, really enjoy and want to play through. And so I think a good place to do that would be on stream. So be sure to go and follow me over on twitch.tv/ColseyGaming so that you can join me for those when I get them. Cross fingers if Nintendo do what I have speculated, and probably other people have speculated that they're going to do a similar thing with classic 3D Zelda games. I'll definitely be playing those on stream as well. That's just my little bit of speculation and my little bit of detective work. Not really detective work, because I haven't detected anything. I've just sort of looked at dates and gone, the Zelda 35th anniversary will be pretty soon too. What will they do for that? But let's hope that they do something cool, and let's hope that they do these remasters, because I think that they'll go down very, 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 very well with the community, and people would really enjoy it. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments, so please do let me know. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.